It was 23rd of July back in the year 2007 when a crime so horrendous had taken place in the town of Cheshire, Connecticut. Stick with us till the end of this video to find out how this home invasion went horribly wrong. Some of the very significant characters of this story would be the Pettit family. In this family, you'll find Dr. William Pettit, the wife Jennifer, and her two daughters Haley and Michaela. The Pettit family was loved by all. The couple also shared quite a romantic story. It was at the Children's Hospital at Pittsburgh where William and Jennifer had met for the first time. William was a third-year medical student and Jennifer was working as an oncology nurse. They met, fell in love, and their relationship took the next time, and they were finally married to each other in 1985. Once they tied the knot, the couple decided to settle down in Cheshire, specifically because the town had almost no crimes taking place and it was generally considered a very quiet and peaceful place. Who knew that something so horrible would happen to this poor family in this very town? William worked as an endocrinologist and served as the medical director at Connecticut Central Hospital's Joslin Diabetes Center. Jennifer, after giving birth to her two daughters, Haley in 1989 and Michaela in 1995, worked as a school nurse at Cheshire Academy. And Jennifer was adored by both her students and her colleagues alike. One very unfortunate event that took place in Jennifer's life was being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. But that did not stop her from being the loving wife and mother she was to her lovely family. No matter how hectic things got, she was always trying to be very actively involved with her daughters' lives as she could be. Haley, who was a recent high school graduate, was rather inspired by her parents and was ready to follow in their footsteps by studying medicine at the Dartmouth College. Michaela was a little different from Haley. She was a middle schooler who loved the simple things. She loved to cook, but then again, Michaela too had big plans and was very eager to take over her sister's fundraising efforts for multiple sclerosis research. The two were very bright, loving children. The Petit family epitomized the ideal American family. Dr. William Petit was not just a dedicated physician, but also a loving father, deeply committed to his family's well-being. His wife Jennifer was known for her warmth and kindness, often volunteering at local charities and engaging with the community. Their daughters Haley and Michaela were bright and spirited girls who excelled in their studies and participated actively in school activities. Friends and neighbors admired the Pettits for their close-knit family values and the joys they brought to those around them. They were seen as role models in Cheshire, often organizing community events and fostering connections among residents. Their home was a hub of laughter, love, and togetherness, making it hard to believe that such a tragic event could disrupt the peaceful lives. The town of Cheshire, known for its picturesque scenery and friendly atmosphere, provided a perfect backdrop for the Petit's idyllic life. Residents took pride in their community, which had maintained low crime rates for years. The sense of security and tranquility that enveloped the town created an illusion of safety, one that was soon to be shattered by the horrifying events that were about to unfold. The Petit family's bond extended beyond their immediate household. They often hosted family gatherings, holiday celebrations, and barbecue, bringing friends and extended family together. William and Jennifer were devoted parents, always encouraging Haley and Michaela to pursue their passions, whether it was academics, sports, or the arts. They believed that in the power of education and instilled strong values in their daughters, emphasizing the importance of hard work and empathy towards others. This nurturing environment fostered Haley's ambition to study medicine, inspired by her father's dedication to helping others, while Michaela's love for cooking blossomed into a passion for creating healthy meals for her family and friends. They were not only a family but a source of inspiration for those around them. Jennifer's role as a school nurse allowed her to connect with students with their families, offering support and care that extended beyond the school walls. She frequently organized health fairs and educational workshops, contributing to the well-being of the community. The Petit family's involvement in such local events, such as charity runs and community cleanup days, showcased their commitment to making Cheshire a better place. Their philanthropic effort created a ripple effect, encouraging others to give back and support one another. Little did they know that their seemingly perfect life would be turned upside down. The tragic events that followed would not only impact their life but also leave a lasting mark on their entire community. The memory of Petit family, their laughter and their unwavering spirit would remain in the hearts of those who knew them, serving as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the strength that can emerge from unimaginable grief. As the community continued to heal, they rallied together, sharing stories and memories of the Pettits, ensuring that their legacy would never be forgotten. Just one day before the unfortunate incident had taken place, Jennifer and Michaela went shopping at a local grocery store. They were out buying ingredients for dinner. What they weren't aware of was the fact that they were being stalked. A man named Joshua Komisarievsky, who was 26 years of age, was very creepily watching them. He was a fellow with a long criminal history, long enough to worry about his safety if he is anywhere around. Joshua was quite intrigued by the girls, specifically Michaela. He followed them home, and this marks the beginning of some of the horrifying events that we are about to discuss. The day before their shopping trip, the Petit family had enjoyed a seemingly ordinary yet joyful day together. It was the kind of day that epitomizes their close bond, filled with laughter and love. William had come home after a long day at work, where he dedicated himself to treating patients with diabetes. He cherished every moment he spent with his family, often sharing stories about his day over dinner. Jennifer, despite her health struggles, prepared a hearty meal for the family, a ritual that always brought them together. Haley had excitedly discussed her upcoming college plans, while Michaela shared her latest culinary creations with a twinkle in her eyes. This evening was marked by the warmth of family discussions and comfort of home, creating a space that felt so invulnerable to the outside world. Unbeknownst to them, a dark presence was looming just beyond their doorstep, preparing to shatter the tranquility of their lives. This stark contrast between the safety of their loving family environment and the lurking danger only adds to the tragic irony of the situation, setting the stage for the horrific events that would soon unfold. It's no surprise that Joshua was no stranger to violence, judging by his rather long list of crimes. He grew up in Often for a good part of his childhood, getting adopted into a family that did no good to him either. He went through some pretty rough times as a child, and one might say that his troubled upbringing could be one of the very significant reasons for his misconduct and inclination to commit crimes. What kind of crimes, you might wonder about? Let's check nighttime burglaries and arson out of the list. This gets even worse when you find out that this fellow is charged with even sexually assaulting his sister. He also had a partner in crime who goes by the name Stephen Hayes. Stephen Hayes also plays a significant role in the story. Quite a dark one though. Stephen had also come from a very shady background and went through troubled times in his life. Stephen had a record of violence, burglary, and multiple other crimes. These were two very dangerous men. The men met at a halfway house and they decided to rob the Petit home. They believed that there was a good amount of wealth that they could loot from this well-off family. And for almost every criminal, making money out of their crimes is always one of their main goals. As Komisarievsky and Hayes plotted their sinister plans, the duo's desperation only fueled their dangerous intentions. Living in a world where morality was twisted, their focus was solely on the potential financial gains from their criminal exploits. They studied their targets, the Petit family, believing that this seemingly perfect household was ripe for the taking. The pair felt invincible, emboldened by their criminal histories and a shared sense of camaraderie that grew from their time together in the halfway house. Each day they mapped out their strategy, not realizing that their actions would soon spiral into a horrific event that would change the lives of the Petit family forever. The thought of quick money clouded their judgment, overshadowing any remnants of humanity they might have once had, and leading them down a path of no return. So, in the early hours of July 23, 2007, Joshua and Hayes began their so-called mission. They broke into the Petit home. Joshua entered through an unlocked basement door and grabbed a baseball bat. Once his eye fell on the sight of William Petit, who was sleeping on the couch in the sunroom, he struck him with a bat till he was down. Then he tied him up and ran upstairs. There he found the remaining three of the Petit family. It was Jennifer and the kids. They then tied all three of them up and even decided to place pillowcases over their heads to suffocate them and also make sure the women wouldn't make sounds. One can only imagine how horrified they must have been. After making sure that the family was in no position to attack, the criminals completely ransacked the house in search of money. But all their efforts of turning the whole house down was in vain. They could not find anything of significance to run away with. Disappointed in what they found, they then decided to force William into giving them information on whatever hidden wealth could have been there in this house. William was severely injured and bleeding profusely due to his blood thinner medication. The thieves couldn't care less, and they dragged the bleeding man into the basement and they tied him to a support post. It didn't take long for William to give in to their torture, and assuming they would spare him and his family, told him about the family bank savings. Joshua and Hayes, on finding out about this, decided to withdraw $15,000 from Jennifer's line of credit. Though we'd wish the crime ended there, but the most horrific details of this crime are only yet to be disclosed. As the horrifying ordeal unfolded, the Petit family was thrusted into a nightmare that none of them could have ever imagined. In those harrowing moments, fear and uncertainty gripped their hearts as they struggled against the hopes that bound them. Jennifer, a devoted mother, fought to remain calm for the sake of her daughters, desperately trying to protect them from the impending danger. She exchanged fearful glances with Haley and Michaela, silently urging them to stay strong. The suffocating pillowcases over their heads only heightened their panic, leaving them feeling vulnerable and powerless. Meanwhile, William's desperate pleas for his family's safety echoed through the dimly lit basement where he was held captive. The brutal nature of the attack stripped away the security and peace that once everyone enjoyed, leaving them in a state of sheer terror as they faced the dark intentions of their captors. The relentless pursuit of wealth by Komisarievsky and Hayes marked a turning point, transforming a home once filled with love into a scene of unimaginable horror. Joshua left the house to buy gasoline to set the home ablaze, leaving no evidences behind. He also took Jennifer to the bank to withdraw the money without any hassle. Jennifer, however, saw the opportunity and bravely managed to alert the bank teller about the whole incident taking place at her house through a note. She left a note with one of the bank employees who were convinced of the seriousness of the situation. They immediately called 911, hoping that they would rescue the Petit family. As chaos reigned within the Petit family, Jennifer's bravery shone through amidst the terror. Her heart raced as she realized the gravity of the situation. Yet she focused on seizing the moment. The tension in the air was palpable as she discreetly crafted the note. Her hands trembling yet determined, her instincts told her that this was a crucial chance to save her family. The bank employees recognized the urgency in her demeanor, sprang into action, knowing that every second counted. Meanwhile, the horror unfolded inside the house as the criminals' brutality escalated, revealing their complete disregard for human life. Outside, the world remained obvious to the tragedy occurring just within the walls of the Petit home family. The police responded to Jennifer's note, raced against time to reach them, unaware of the horrifying acts that had already transpired. Each minute felt like an eternity as the family fought against the inevitable, clinging to hope amidst despair. The juxtaposition of Jennifer's courageous effort and the unfolding violence showcased the depths of human resilience, even in the darkest of times. Despite the police's swift response, the situation inside Petit home had already escalated to horrifying levels. As if the family hadn't gone through enough, Joshua sexually assaulted the 11-year-old Michaela and even went as far as documenting the assault on his cell phone. A cruel monster indeed, both of them were. Hayes, who was unaware of the heinous act, was assaulting Jennifer at the same time. William, still tied up in the basement, had no clue of the horrors his wife and children were facing. William then tried his best to make a run for it and seek help. When Hayes finally noticed that William was no longer there, he panicked and told Joshua about the situation. In an attempt to destroy evidence, he then strangled Jennifer, dousing the three women with gasoline, and set the house ablaze. As the fire consumed the home little by little, Joshua and Hayes made their escape in the Petit family's car. But unfortunately, they were quickly apprehended by the police, who were observing the situation from a distance. Haley somehow managed to break free from the ties, but sadly she never made out alive. Smoke got into her lungs and she collapsed right in the hallway. The same happened to Michaela, and she too died from smoke inhalation. William somehow mustered whatever energy he had and crawled to a neighbor's house for help. His neighbor, shocked by William's battered appearance, informed the police as well. The outcome of the whole crime is just too tragic to put into words. William Petit was the only one who made out of the incident alive. But was being alive worth it when he had to mourn the death of his family for the rest of his life? Both Joshua and Hayes were arrested and charged with 17 counts each, including capital felony, murder, and sexual assault. During the trials, Hayes' defense team tried to pin the blame on his assistant, Joshua. However, the prosecution very successfully argued that both men were equally responsible for the heinous acts. In October 2010, Hayes was found guilty of 16 of 17 charges against him and was sentenced to death. Joshua's trial followed in 2011, and he was also found guilty on all counts and sentenced to death. They probably deserved worse, judging by the horrifying acts the Petit family and several other innocent people may have had to endure, but that was the most the court could do. Or so we thought. Later in the year 2015, the state of Connecticut abolished the death penalty, leading to the commutation of both men sentenced to life imprisonment. William Petit, who later remarried and had other children, still hadn't gotten over his mourning and grief and criticized the court for abolishing the much-deserved death penalty. The aftermath of this horrific crime left an indelible mark not only on William Petit, but also on the entire Cheshire community. As news of the tragedy spread, it sparked outrage and disbelief among residents who had always viewed their own as a safe haven. Many were left grappling with questions about how an unthinkable act could happen in their midst. Vigils were held to honor the memory of Jennifer, Haley, and Michaela, where the family and friends gathered to share stories of their warmth and love. This collective grief served as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing those we hold dear. William's journey of healing was incredibly complex. Surviving such a traumatic experience is a burden few can comprehend. He faced a constant battle with his emotions, oscillating between profound sadness and the desire to honor the memory of his loved ones. Despite this effort to rebuild his life, he often felt haunted by the memories of that fateful night. His remarriage and the birth of his new child brought moments of joy, but they were tinged with the shadow of his past. The contrasting emotions of hope and despair weighed heavily on him, illustrating challenges of moving forward after such devastating loss. The abolition of the death penalty in Connecticut further complicated this healing process. William expressed his deep frustration and anger, believing that the justice system had failed him and his family. For him, life imprisonment for his family's killers was a reminder that true justice had not been served. The public's response to this case underscored the ongoing debate about how capital punishment, showcasing the complexities of justice, morality, and the longing for accountability in the face of unimaginable suffering. In the wake of the tragedy, William Petit established the Petit Family Foundation, a charity that provides scholarship for students and supports victims of violence. Despite his unimaginable loss, William decided to honor the memory of his wife and daughters in this manner. The foundation not only reflects William's commitment to making a positive impact, but also serves as a testament to the resilience of human spirit in the face of profound tragedy. By providing scholarships, the Petit Family Foundation empowers young individuals to pursue their education and dreams, ensuring that Jennifer, Haley, and Michaela's legacy lives on through the achievements of others. Additionally, the foundation offers crucial support to victims of violence, helping them rebuild their lives after experiencing trauma. Through this charitable work, William has created a space for healing and hope, inspiring many to stand against violence and promote kindness within the community. Its efforts remind us all of the importance of compassion and the power of turning personal grief into action that uplifts others. With that, we've come to the end of our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Are you curious about what happened after the cops discovered evidence of a vanished woman? Watch this video to find out.